Welcome to this explainer. Let's just start with a bit of a hard truth. You've been working as a business analyst for a few years now, grinding away, but do you actually have a professional certification to show for it? Today, we're going to break down exactly how you can validate all that hard-earned experience and really unlock the next stage of your career. Are you missing out on career growth simply because you haven't formally validated the skills you literally use every single day? It happens all the time. So many talented analysts gain this incredible hands-on experience, but they never take that final step to officially prove their worth to the global market. So here's our game plan for today's explainer. We'll look at whether the CCBA is right for you, dive into the CCBA exam challenge, check out the Institute's I-4 approach, see what makes I-4 different, talk about real-world career gains, and finally, how to start your certification journey. Let's get right into it. Section 1. Is CCBA right for you? Let's figure out exactly where you fit in the certification landscape. The IIBA has a really clear path for us. You've got the ECBA for true beginners, right? And on the other end, the CBAP is reserved for senior analysts. But the CCBA, it sits right in the sweet spot. It's perfectly positioned as the essential milestone if you've got about 2 to 5 years of hands-on experience. So what exactly is the certification of capability in business analysis? Well, instead of giving you some dry textbook definition, just know this. Employers globally recognize it because it proves you can actually execute real-world tasks. It requires around 3,750 hours of actual work experience over the last 7 years. Basically, it proves you don't just know the theory, you actually do the work. Moving on to Section 2, the CCBA exam challenge. Why is this thing so tough? Take a look at the official exam blueprint here. The weighting might actually surprise you a bit. A massive 32% of your score relies purely on requirements analysis and design definition. When you combine that with elicitation and the requirements lifecycle, you realize pretty quickly that this exam demands deep strategic understanding. We're talking way beyond just surface-level reading. And here's a crazy fact for you. Even analysts with a decade of experience often fail this exam on their first try. No kidding. Why? Well, because the BABOK guide is incredibly dense, and you absolutely cannot just memorize it. The exam heavily tests your professional judgment with these tricky scenario-based questions. Without a structured practice plan, relying on memorization alone is honestly a guaranteed recipe for failure. That brings us to Section 3, the Institute I-4 approach. How do we actually beat this exam? The secret sauce here is targeted practice. Institute I-4 arms you with over 2,000 scenario-based practice questions. Yep, 2,000. These are specifically designed to help you apply those complex concepts, build up your exam judgment, and basically eliminate any nasty surprises on test day. You train the exact way the exam is going to test your thinking. This learning journey is all about systematically building your confidence. Step 1, you've got live instructor-led online training. Step 2, they use visual BABOK concept explanations to make that dense material actually click in your brain. Step 3 is jumping into a timed exam simulator to build your speed. And finally, Step 4, expert application and mentoring support so you are literally never left guessing. You aren't just taking a class here. You're plugging into an entire preparation ecosystem. Sure, you get the 21 professional development hours you need to even apply, but you also get a BABOK visual study guide, audiobook-style learning for your commute, flashcards, dedicated question clinics, and session recordings for paced review. It's a fully immersive environment built for real comprehension, not just cramming. Let's dive into Section 4, what makes I-4 different? Because the market is totally flooded with prep courses. When you put them side by side, the difference is honestly night and day. Instead of just passively watching pre-recorded videos and trying to rote memorize a textbook all by yourself, you're getting live, interactive instructor coaching. You gain practical understanding through visual models, and instead of the usual pay extra if you fail setup, you are backed by a success guarantee with 2 free retakes. It's a totally different ballgame. And a massive differentiator is the actual instruction itself. You're learning directly from the experts who wrote the BABOK visual study guide. Think about that. You're absorbing complex task logic through intuitive diagrams, taught by the exact people who designed those learning frameworks specifically for us business analysts. They do way more than just read off slides. Plus, Institute I-4 completely removes the anxiety of enrollment by protecting your investment.
They offer an ironclad CCBA success guarantee, meaning if you don't pass, your retake fees are paid or refunded. Throw in a lowest price guarantee, a session run guarantee so there are 0 last-minute cancellations, a full refund cancellation policy before the course starts, and those 2 free course retakes. It's pretty unheard of. You have an educational partner that is literally invested in your success.
All right, Section 5, real-world career gains, because it's not just about getting a piece of paper. Let's reframe this whole journey for a second. Yes, the certification itself is a great trophy. It proves your worth globally. But the transformative way you'll learn to think strategically, that is the real prize. It's about upgrading your daily capability. You're stepping into a much higher level of professional maturity. By the time you complete this program, you fundamentally change how you execute your job. You'll master advanced requirements elicitation, accurately evaluate complex business solutions, and easily manage that demanding stakeholder collaboration. You'll even learn to define future state business architecture. Most importantly, you will confidently apply these BABOK concepts to drive genuine value on your live projects. It's a game changer. And finally, Section 6, start your certification journey. So, what does the timeline look like? It's actually highly manageable. Most candidates knock this roadmap out in just 6 to 12 weeks. You'll spend weeks 1 through 6 earning your 21 PDUs in live classes, then transition over the next few weeks to mastering the exam simulator practice. Then, the final step, passing the CCBA and advancing your career. Now, we know you're a busy, working professional. That's why the live online sessions are designed completely around your availability. Whether you need weekend mornings, weekday intensives, afternoon sessions, or evening after-work cohorts, there is a schedule that's going to fit seamlessly into your life. Think about this promise for a second. Pass on your first try or we pay your exam retake fees. If you don't pass by attempts number 3, get a full tuition refund. If you're ready to explore this program, you can do it with total peace of mind. You're getting expert instruction, comprehensive study resources, and practical exam prep all dialed in for one specific outcome, your absolute success. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Your practical experience is already incredibly valuable. But in today's ultra-competitive landscape, just doing the work is kind of no longer enough. You have to officially prove you can do the work. Are you really going to let another year go by relying purely on your resume? Or are you ready to finally make your expertise undeniable and conquer the CCBA? The choice is yours. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, best of luck on your certification journey.